Mysterious, inaccessible, birthplace of the Bolshevik Revolution, Russia, ex-USSR, was shut off from the rest of the world for a long time and totally self-sufficient. Today, things are very different along with the evolution of the world. The Cold War is over, the relentless struggle between East and West, bloc against bloc. Even if controls are still strict, Russia is more or less open. That which was once unthinkable is now possible. The proof? The emblematic American, the one-time enemy sport is played these days. American football has its players and its fans. This is Alexander Pavlov. As an American football fan, Alexander has devoted his life to the sport. A steady supporter of the greatest American teams, he tells us how he played his favorite sport and how he was able to develop his mind and his body in the image of his idols. Alexander's family and friends will explain his extraordinary journey that made him, more than a fan, a competent businessman that fortune seems to smile on today. Moscow, the Russian capital, the capital of the biggest state in the world, with its 142 million inhabitants and 11 time zones. For a long time, it was considered an enemy of the West and was engaged in a military and Cold War against the United States. Russia has changed from a totalitarian state to a leader of globalization, and Moscow is considered to be a bridge between Europe and Asia.
Welcome to Moscow.
Today, Russia is one of the emerging superpowers. Moscow and its luxurious brands, these brands that are the envy of the entire world. Besides that, Moscow is the capital that is the home to the largest number of multimillionaires in the world. 300 live here. That which was once unthinkable is now possible. Sports that symbolize the American spirit were once forbidden. Today, the emblematic United States sport, American football, is played and is steadily followed. One of the biggest Russian fans of this sport has opened his doors to us to show us his commitment.
My name is Alexander Pavlov. I was born in Moscow. Like a lot of my colleagues and friends, Moscow is my favorite city. It represents everything for me. Everything links me to it. It's my first love, and it's an enchanting city. And my passion, my one and only passion, it's American football. I can't get enough of this game. And I could never give it up. I play all the time, and I'll play it right until the end. Right until I can't play anymore. I think that I love this sport all my life.
Alexander discovered this sport when he was 17 during the first broadcast of a Super Bowl match on Russian television. His parents were very worried. Between you and I, at the beginning we were a bit worried. When one of our friends, who knew all about American football and who had lived in Canada for a long time, where he worked in military relations, told us that it was a very brutal sport, a bit like a chess game, but brutal. Alexander likes the virility of the game and also the team spirit involved. So it was natural that he started playing American football like his idols.
I'm not only a fan, I'm also a super American football fanatic. Every good sportsman should feel that this game has got a soul.
Thanks to his good physical qualities, he had no trouble becoming one of the best players in Moscow and then in the entire country. For some people, the comparison with his American idols was obvious, but let's have a look at his idols.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady forever. And that goes beyond the game. What is important is what he has brought me in my life. All the sensations, the emotions he has given me as a man when he was young, and even when he was older. He's a real man, a real guy. The NFL, New England Patriots, became my favorite team from the first time I saw them. When no one believed in them, when everyone in the sports bars were against them, I supported them. I understood that even if there were no stars in the team at the time, it was a star team waiting to be born. And since then, this star team has been making my heart sing. There isn't only a great coach on this team, Bill Belichick. There's also the team's brain, a charismatic force, and that's Tom Brady, the quarterback. There are also players, some of whom don't play anymore, such as Teddy Brosky, Mike Vrabel. These are the men who have turned this New England franchise into something great.
American football players are impressive, all muscles and power. You need to have good muscle structure for this sport, so Alexander works out in weight rooms, sticking to the rules of a healthy mind and a healthy body. But his interest in American football has pushed him further than sport and fitness clubs. His passion has completely changed his professional life, and it has been successful, to say the least. He has become an important businessman whom everything seems to go right for. He has built an empire comprising several sports complexes, one of which is a 14-story building with a different sporting theme on each floor, a huge swimming pool, numerous workout rooms, a floor devoted to well-being with a Turkish bath, a lounge and health food restaurant, and of course an entire floor devoted to bodybuilding with state-of-the-art material. We're meeting him today in this temple that he is justifiably proud of.
Welcome to my club. You can't take American football lightly. Without preparation, it's impossible. The way you feel when you are on the field depends on the way you have trained. If you train indoors in a gym, if you run, it means you are ready. You are really ready, and you have a chance of being good on the field. That's why they are two things you can't separate, the gym and the field. All that, all together, is American football. You only need to see the players to understand that pumping iron is a way of life, and that the gym and American football are twins. The question isn't about what you look like, but about how you play. It's not about what is written on your face that counts, but about what is on your mind.
Performance in sport as well as in the professional sphere is Alexander's philosophy. These days, he is a key figure in sport in Moscow. His success has won the admiration of other Russian sportsmen. Alexander Moromsky, the strongest man in the world, knows him well.
I think that American football represents half of Alexander's life. Because, on the other hand, he devotes himself to his business, but American football is his passion, which he keeps separate. He loves it. He has always believed in it. He's never going to give up on it. He still trains night and day. At any time, you can see. He's had a lot of results, too. And he loves his job. He loves it. He knows it by heart. He lives it. He knows all the coaches' names, the American Championship players, and he's still a supporter.
What could be better for an American football player than to have his own bodybuilding room to sculpt day after day, year after year, a faultless physique? And the result shows. This Russian entrepreneur has the look of a rich Californian, a luxurious convertible, and of course, beauties that all look like top models. He also frequents the most upmarket places where Moscow's young elite all meet up. This evening, we're going with him to one of the most chic places where he is meeting his friends. Where and when did you first meet him?
I met Alexander when I was little, when I began playing American football. Back when the best team in Moscow, or Russia for that matter, was the Moscow Bears. Alexander played in the team, and we got to know each other during practice.
Next to us, he was really impressive. He would put his hands in the air, and all the kids, everyone who saw him said, "It's Conan the Barbarian." He's right out of an American comic. We all held our breath. To us, he was an extraterrestrial.
Of course, I'm about 10 years younger than him. And it's true that the first time I saw him, I was so captivated by his character that I decided I was going to play this sport all my life.
His friends also acknowledge football is his entire life.
Sasha isn't just happy to love American football. He does everything he can to develop it. Not only in Russia, and particularly in Moscow, because we all live here. He's really crazy about it, and he devotes a lot of time to it. Every second that he can, he devotes to this sport, because he loves it.
Today, Alexander puts all his efforts behind developing American football in Moscow. He has become the Moscow Patriots sponsor.
I've seen everything with this team. Lucky days, and the following days that are disappointing. They are men that you can go through anything with. They are a great team, with their ups and downs. A team that have always been here, and is still here. And while they are here, I'll do everything in my power to support them, to keep them together and to keep them winning.
Rendezvous the next day with Alexander, who wants to support a small team that has recently formed in a Moscow suburb. Resources are meager, the material is rudimentary, but motivation is high. Sasha, who has become a benefactor of American football in Russia, has come to take an inventory. Our journey to Moscow finishes on a positive note. Sport has the virtue of bringing people closer, and here's a good example. The Cold War no longer exists, and globalization triumphs. Alexander, American football fan in the communist revolutionary country, is the living proof. And if American football could be summed up in 3 words, team, intelligence, and power, Alexander is a marvelous example of these values through his passion for this sport.